assigning last copy, and committed to retain colors in the master list. Before our selectors see the list, we make sure any important information impacting their decision is at their fingertips. So we color code the text so that it is easy to see items matched against the GoldRush system that are the last copy or that another institution has already agreed to retain. We download delimited files from GoldRush and turn those into Excel spreadsheets. If you are using Office 365, make sure you are using the desktop version so that all of the Excel bells and whistles are available to you. I create a whole new workbook called D Master List Sort Copy. With so many steps and so much data, it can be easy to miss something, so I want to have the originals easily accessible so I can start over if I see something go awry. So I have a copy of the master list in my first tab. We call that master, and I have tabs for the last copy list in a second, LC, and the committed to retain copies I call retain in the final tab. I use one word for naming the tabs because it simplifies the formula we will be using later. First, we will work with the last copies. The spreadsheet for the GoldRush file has two sheets, one for last copy and a similar one for committed to retain. Each has a column with OCLC control numbers. I copied these last copy OCLC numbers from GoldRush to column A in the LC tab and the committed to retain OCLC control numbers in column A in my retain tab. Now, formulas can be picky, so I always make sure I format the columns that will be compared in each tab in the same way. So all three of my column A's are formatted as a number with no decimal points. Back on my Master tab, I want to insert an empty column next to the OCLC column in the master list to the right. So I select the column, give it a right click, and then I choose Insert. In the new column, cell B2, insert the formula as follows. Equal sign, IF, open parentheses, is error, open parentheses, MATCH, open parentheses, name of the cell you want to compare, in this case it's A2, comma, apostrophe, name of the tab that you want, in this case LC, apostrophe, exclamation point, A:, comma, 0, close parentheses, comma, quotation mark, comma, A2, in this case it's the second cell that you want to compare, A2, and finally close parentheses. If you didn't get that, Lynn will be able to revisit the formula at the end of this clip. Next we hit Enter, then double click on the little box at the bottom right corner of the cell to copy the formula to the rest of the column. This is really handy when there's over 18,000 rows. You should see numbers populate wherever there is a match, so scroll down. If you don't see any numbers in column B, revisit the formula to make sure there are no typos. Next, we're going to filter out the blanks in our new column B by clicking on the Filter drop-down in the top right of each column header, and then all the way at the bottom, we're going to deselect the blanks, and finally click OK. All rows with a blank in column B are now hidden. Do a quick check to just make sure that all the numbers in column A and column B are still matching. Then use Control and A to select everything that's showing. You want to go up and change your font to red. Next, we're going to unfilter, changing the heading row back to black. And there we go. We'll repeat for committed to retain tab. We'll change the LC formula in the second column to the LC in the formula to retain instead. And after you go through the entire process, will change the font to green instead of red. And then when you finally unfilter from that, you can see as you go back through that you have items that are already being committed to retain are green, all of the items that are the last copy are red, and those that are not mentioned in either of those are black. Now, we also do color code for government documents. We don't have very many in this collection, so I will go ahead and just find those handful by call number, and I'll change the font color manually for those. It's not worth going through that entire process. Finally, at the end, we'll delete the inserted column and hit save. And now you can send this list out to selectors and they can see at a glance information that could help them decide if they want to keep or discard the items. If they do decide to discard, we let the other libraries in the GoldRush system know, and then they can request that we send it to them so that they can keep it in the system if they see that need.